So what is going on, guys? This is Mark here, and I wanted to go over something with you regarding the purchase of an American Signature bed. This is the Maryland here. When we purchased it there, we had met with one of the sales employees here, which you can see in our blog, the name of the person, whoever it was. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not, but they promised us that everything was covered on this bed for the leather. Not necessarily up here for the wood or anything like that, but for the leather or the bonded leather, which this is right here. And what we're having now is we're having little pieces of it flake off from either it being too dry or something of that nature here. We clean it according to the manufacturer's warranty. We don't use any chemicals on it. And we live in a relatively clean house, if you ask me. We don't smoke in the house. We don't have any issues like that. And my wife is an extreme clean freak. So there's nothing in, she doesn't do anything except for wash the bed, sheets and stuff like that. But we clean this according to the manufacturer's recommendation and what we were told at the sales time when we picked up the bed. So what we're actually seeing a lot more of is, if you look at the stitching and whatnot's not covered, but if you see right here, see how this little piece is like, I don't know, it's like divoting. And then we get down in here, we're like into the marbling. It looks like marbling, but when you press on it, you can see that. Like if I go like this, excuse my hands, I was just outside, you can see that it's like cracking everywhere. So what ultimately is starting to happen is you're getting little pieces of flake off like that, right there, right there, right there. And however, they said they will not cover it because it is out of warranty, but we purchased a 7-year protection plan that we purchased on 2013. Then when I called into the number there, they said to me, when did this happen? I said, I'm not sure, last month, but I discovered it it was about a week ago. I discovered it. So I decided to call them after finding our receipts and all that other information on how to make a claim. Then she said, well, it happened last month and we're in September 2nd right now. She might have thought, since most people do when we get into a new month, when I say last month, they're still in August, and she might have thought July. However, I confirmed with the second phone call that it was actually on, it was August 26th when we got back, and we came in, cleaned. As you can see, our sheets are still here where she changed the sheets. And again, like I said, with my wife, with the Neat Freak, we run these Roombas and let this house clean consistently. So that's what happened when we got home. She did a cleaning on our room and made the beds and discovered this stuff here. So what we're trying to do is figure out why they won't cover it. And as you guys know, always these warranties are just a gimmick. It's an extra income for them. I think it was like $54 or $59 at the time, which is at the time was nominal. It's not that great of a price, but for a piece of furniture that you buy, $1,000 on here, probably manufactured then for $150, $200, something like that. That it, with the promises that the salesperson gave us, it was really nice and said, yeah, let's do it. They promised us pets, accidentals, and everything that you could think of under the sun. We asked for a pamphlet. They did not have it. Another person came in who acted like a manager, did come in and say, hey, I don't have one. I'm going to try and locate one for you. We ran out of them or something of that nature like that. But ultimately, when picking up the bed, I did get one just so we had the terms, and it says that it's covered. Anything that happens, with the exception of seams. So if there's a seam right here, and let me see if I can find it. Like this seam right here, if the stitching comes apart, then it's not going to be covered. That's where some of the exemptions are. So like if you look up here, it looks like it's stretching out a little bit from the use there, or we don't really even use that much, but from just being in the bed and maybe who knows what, this is stretching out just a little tiny bit there, and that's not covered, which is understandable. But we don't have that. We have chipping and cracking, just like it says it's covered in the warranty there. So hopefully American Signature and Uniters will cover it. I doubt it. So we're letting it out there. If you do buy these warranties, be prepared for a fight. There is going to be a fight with it because, again, they initially denied me for no reason except for saying that initially that this is not covered, but I read them the bullet and it is covered. And then she said, oh, yeah, it is. But, however, it happened last month sometime, so you're not covered because it's outside the warranty. Confirming the date when we got back from our vacation when I discovered it was on that August 26th. And they were still saying, like, nope, we don't know when it happened, and it's not covered, essentially. So we're going to store level because that was one of the things that they said when I was working with them on the warranty. Listen, I've bought these warranties from Best Buy, Walmart, whoever it is. There's always a way out of it from the manufacturer, and that's not what we like. And they said, well, if you do have any troubles with the warranty company, please bring it to the store here because you have a great team and blah, 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 so on and so forth. We'll try to take care of you on the store level. And that's what I'm doing right now. I sent them the photos and the information into them, and we're waiting for a reply. But it's cracked. It's got issues, and they don't want to cover it. That's what I'm not sure of. Like I said, here it is again one more time. When I push that, you can see where that bonded leather is just kind of. So let me focus it there. Where that bonded leather is just kind of dried up. You can see it there. So it's crazy how this stuff is just coming apart and falling apart. Other than that, this bed has been great. We haven't had any troubles with it. The bed we previously purchased, I don't remember where, would squeak and squeak. It was the box spring, but this one we got a new box spring, and there was a piece of cardboard in the box spring between the top layer and bottom layer that would always scratch. I mean, would always creak when you get in the bed. This one, no problems. It's a pretty bed, and I absolutely like it. So, like I said, no other issues with it. It's just American Signatures warranties are not covering what they said they would. So thanks again, guys. I hope you appreciate this. If you are buying those warranties, I want to let you know that you just got to be careful. And even though their fine terms are in there, they're still going to fight you tooth and nail with coverage. So have a wonderful day, guys.